G'day everybody, I am once again joined by Gazza. Gazza, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad.
Gazza, there's a bit of news of rugby out from Australia. Joe Schmidt is staying with the Wallabies for a bit longer, but only until the end of the Rugby Championship. Rugby Australia have said they're in the process of recruiting his successor. He said himself that he's enjoying his time with Rugby Australia, but then we know that he wants to spend more time at home with his family. So,
Well, he's got a, son that's got epilepsy, so I can understand that.
exactly. So what do you think? Is this a big problem for Australia?
Well, I know they want to have an Aussie coach. They've got Les Kiss and Dan McKellar and Stephen Larkin, who I all think will do a good job, but they've also said they may get a foreign coach.
Right.
And I think there's one guy who is name mentioned around a bit is Jamie Joseph.
Is he really?
Yeah. Outside that,
Michael Checker? Do you think they go back for Checker?
Well, yes and no. I mean, he's had his chance.
I think no. You can't go Checker.
I mean, he'll be in the running. He's not a bad coach, actually. I quite like him.
That's right.
He's got a bit of a tenure of short stays.
Yeah, he stayed with the Wallabies for a while.
Yeah, he can be a bit controversial. I still rate him as a coach, actually.
He was just a bit stubborn.
He's a different type of coach.
He was a bit stubborn the last time he was with the Wallabies. He refused to kind of adapt his tactics, which was a bit frustrating. Leicester Tigers. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Dan McKellar got sacked from Leicester Tigers, so his stocks have kind of taken a downward turn.
I don't read too much out of that. He's still a good coach. They're all good coaches.
I think it's the favourites are surely Les Kiss and Bernie Larkham.
Yeah, well, the Reds and the Waratahs don't want to lose their coaches.
The Brumbies.
Their second and third year, so and their beginning of the year, so I can understand that. But we've got a long way. There's a lot of water to go under the bridge, so I would say, they just get the super season underway and then see how it goes maybe in 6 months' time.
Are you disappointed that Schmidt's not staying longer?
Well, he's done the best he can.
He took them from a pretty bad position, right?
Yeah, and he's got a lot of personal stuff in his life, so
family first.
I think his decision's a fair one. I don't know whether he's going to carry on in an advisory capacity. He may do. We'll just have to see what the water goes under how much water goes under the bridge before they decide on what they're going to do. Will they bring a coach out of left field? No, I don't think they will. I think it'll be a pretty well-established coach.
Okay. Who would be your pick? Les Kiss?
It's a bit early at this stage, son.
Yeah. We might have to see how the Super Rugby season unfolds. They got a bit of time to think about it.
Yep. They got a lot of time to think about it.
You think he's done a good job, do you think? Schmidt?
Yep.
Yeah. Because the ship, they were in a bad way after Eddie Jones left.
Steady Eddie. Oh, he's in Japan, he's in England and Wales. Everybody loves him and everybody hates him, don't they?
Well, he's
very controversial coach, but I think he's had his time. He should stick with Japan.
Yeah. That should be his last job, maybe.
He's a millionaire, like Checker.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't need to work, does he?
He's a character.
Yeah. Oh, I think Schmidt's done a good job as well. I think he's stabilised the ship. I think
he was good with the All Blacks.
They were in a bad way. He's had a positive impact wherever he goes.
Yep.
Yeah. Super Rugby season's not too far away.
Yeah, and we've got a few injuries already. We've lost Sam Derry through a training accident.
I think for the season, right?
Poor Crusaders got a whole lot of injuries yesterday in their trial game against
the Highlanders.
And they had a couple of guys injured last week. They're props. And they've had other guys that are coming back from injury, so they're going to be digging deep again. I feel a bit sorry for them, actually, because
feel sorry for the
pre-season.
Don't know about that.
I might have said this last year. I'm repeating myself. I'm not going to try and bore you with it, but I think the fitness people really need to take a good look at the pre-season training. And I say that in all honesty that we don't want to be like the NRL teams and get 10 of you guys injured before the start of the season with any of the major Super Rugby teams. And that could be happening to the Crusaders right now because they they're going to bring a list out shortly, and everybody's going to say, well, here we go again under Rob Penny. We're going to blame him. Well, they've got a good academy side down there, and they're going to have to dig deep, and they might have to get a few other guys in from around the country. So we'll just see what happens. But I think New Zealand Rugby and the super franchises really need to take a really good look at their pre-season and their training, the way they're training. We know guys are going to get injured in pre-season. I'm not so much against that, but before that, when guys get hurt, and we had it happen last year, and then we had the excuse of, Will Jordan coming back from injury, he got operated on late, and Wallace Satiti got operated on late, and I'm reading on the rugby, fraternity procedure that, these guys couldn't get an operation. Well, I don't believe that for a minute, because that's what they're telling us, but I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I think that we need to put some more, put it this way, other processes in place to keep that to a minimum.
That's it. Oh, well, fingers crossed, not too many injuries before the start of the season now. You wanted to say something about eligibility?
Yeah, eligibility, it's an interesting one. I don't want to go like South Africa. But Bowden Barrett and Will Jordan, a number of Adi Sabira put up maybe a bit of a draft between New Zealanders playing in Australia, or New Zealand Kiwis currently playing over there should be eligible for the All Blacks. I haven't really got a problem with that, and I also think in the future we've really got to have a real good think about Japan. Can we get those players back from there to play for the All Blacks? Because I'm afraid if we don't do something, we're going to get left behind. Now, we've got a mile of young talent coming through, and we all know that. But, chucking some of these young guys in the deep end, I mean, they're going to be okay, but it's going to take more than 12 months. It's going to take 2 or 3 years. And we don't want a situation where we're going to get caught out because we haven't got enough experienced guys guiding the young guys that are coming through the pathways to play Super Rugby, even if they've been outstanding in the NPC. That's my argument. The eligibility rules, Scott Robinson, he's on the right trail. I think we really need to have a serious look at it.
Yeah. The Aussie-New Zealand one's an interesting one because I think New Zealand Rugby likes to have a bit of influence over the Super Rugby teams. Like the All Blacks coach can kind of tell the Chiefs coach, you need to play this guy in this position kind of thing. I think they like having that control. Whereas if they were playing in Australia, they wouldn't have that control. So
against it?
No, I do think they need to give, if you're only looking at it from the All Blacks point of view, you're kind of devaluing Super Rugby. So I think if you put more value into Super Rugby, then that's good from the bottom up, instead of just looking at it from the top down. So I do think there's some value in it. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that, it might not be done, probably won't be done this year, but they nearly ready to have a look at it next year or later this year, and just decide exactly what they do. We've got a New Zealand Rugby board, and those guys need to start consulting the All Black selectors and coaches about really what they want, and we might have to bend a few rules to do it. I don't know whether we're going to have anything like the ghetto law. Do we want something similar? Well, we could have. With guys like Richie Moanga and Shannon Rizal not coming back.
Yeah, Wales have got something similar where if you meet a threshold, then you can still be eligible, even if you're abroad.
So a slight change, but nothing major. Nothing like South Africa.
Okay. It might work. We'll see.
Six Nations?
Six Nations? You watch any of it?
Yep.
What'd you think?
Well, I've only watched... I watched most of the England-Irish game. It was a good game, actually.
Yep. Marcus Smith, he's at fullback.
Marcus Smith, he's good, man. A lot of people...
he's at fullback for the next game.
Yeah, a lot of people reckon he's a bit greedy. He's a bit like Damien McKenzie and Carlos Spencer. He's a bit of his own game-changing mind.
Yeah.
Do I like him? Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I also like Finn Smith a lot too.
Yeah, true.
And will they beat France? Well, they probably won't. But I don't think they're going to get massacred like Wales did. I think they'll put up a strong showing.
Should be a bit closer.
I don't expect them to win, but I expect them to. It could be reasonably close.
Can Scotland beat Ireland?
Oh, well, I'd love I want Scotland to beat Ireland, but no, I think Ireland will win, but they won't be. They won't get a hell of a hiding, but I think Ireland will win, and I hope Wales beat Italy.
You want Wales to get a win?
Oh, I love Wales. Italy and Wales. Yeah, well, I want Wales to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Italy won because they're not a bad side.
That's right. That's right.
I think that it seems a bit odd in the Six Nations that Scotland can choose people from France and England can't.
Oh, it's just different. Yeah, they got different criteria. Scotland's only got 2 professional teams, so they need to spread the net a bit wider.
Are the Welsh allowed to pick from their
only if they're
rugby players in France?
Only if they're above a certain number of caps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I think that English rugby's got a lot of depth.
Oh, they got lots of teams, so they should do.
Yeah, they got lots of depth, and should they be able to pick their players from France? Maybe for the Lions to in the World Cup, well, they should be.
Well, the Lions can pick whoever they want.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, and should they be able to play for England? Well, I'd like to see a sort of a Giddo law come in there where they might be able to pick 2 or 3 from.
They've got the same thing.
From France.
They're trying to protect their domestic game as well. The same thing we do here. So.
Yeah, and is that French team something else?
Yeah, something else.
Man, I saw them play Wales. Man, they're good, aren't they? I mean, are they going to win it? They probably will, actually.
They're good. They're young as well.
Oh, mate, they've got a lot of depth.
Yeah, a lot of depth.
They got a. I think they're the only team that I can see at the moment, maybe outside South Africa, that has so many people coming through.
Yeah.
That can track and play for their team. It's just like a never-ending train. People coming off the line.
That's it. It's a good time for French rugby.
They got lots of depth, man.
That's it.
And they got a good competition.
Yeah, the top 14's doing really well. It's probably
they got a really good competition.
Probably the best in the world at the moment, I think.
What do you think about the South African sides in
Europe? Yeah,
up and down?
It's been a bit mixed, hasn't it? They do good in the URC, but I don't think they've fully got with the Champions Cup. Not yet.
Yeah, they're a bit up and down, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they seem to be able to win those test matches.
Oh, at test level, there's no doubting them. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So any thought on Bowden Barrett? Any thoughts on Bowden?
About his eligibility thing?
Yeah.
For Japan? I mean, it's funny that it's always the top guys, the rich guys, that are the ones that seem to want to push these things, but I can see both sides. They do need to innovate to keep the best guys in New Zealand playing for the All Blacks, but then also you need to protect Super Rugby. So, I don't know, I just wish they would look at it, like I say, from a get Super Rugby strong and then the All Blacks will be strong, rather than everything is kind of all about the All Blacks. Because like all the stuff about protecting the players, I get it, but they can't just have everything focused on the All Blacks, I think. Because the All Blacks
I think they need to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
I really think they need to do something because we don't want to get left behind.
No.
And how Australia going to go against the Lions? Well, I think they'll do it right. I think they could win one game.
As long as it's competitive.
Well, since the Melbourne Storm have broken up and a lot of these guys are going to the different franchises, I think their Super Rugby teams will be a lot stronger this year.
You mean the Rebels?
Yeah, from the Rebels, yeah. So they've got a lot more depth.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully.
And
the Waratahs look like they've got a good squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reds should do well.
Yeah.
Brumbies have always been good.
I think the team probably that may dip out a bit's the Western Force.
They always recruit a lot of players, but I feel like their turnover's a little bit high.
And they have the travel factor.
Yeah, travel factor's there as well.
But I'd like to see them do well. Yeah. I don't think New Zealand teams will dominate them like we have done.
I hope not. I hope it's more competitive.
But I think that I'd still favour a Kiwi team to take it.
I think so. Maybe the Blues.
Maybe not the Blues.
Go on.
Oh well, the Blues will do well. Don't worry. They'll make the finals.
Yeah.
What do you think about this fantasy rugby? See, 4 of the guys have pulled out already.
Hey?
The fantasy rugby. It's a competition.
Yeah.
Caleb Clark's pulled out.
How do you mean pulled out?
4.
How do you mean pulled out?
2 from Moana Pacifica, Caleb Clark, and one of the other franchises. I can't remember who it was.
Can they pull out?
4 the players are pulled out. They're not going to participate in it.
Okay, that's
I
weird.
don't know why.
That's bizarre. I have to look that up. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I've just read it on my phone now.
Okay,
Moana Pacifica?
they should go all right. They'll still be bottom of the log, but with Artie there,
I think they might win a few more games.
I hope so. I hope so.
You know, they got high hopes, but I think they'll be a bit more stronger this year with Artie there, and they've recruited quite well, Jackson, Garden, Bishop, and they're another team that doesn't want too many injuries to be, they want to get their top guys on the field regularly.
Yeah, they got a lot of decent players. They don't have many world-class players apart from Artie, though. That's the problem.
Think Julian will break the record of TJ Perenara?
Oh, maybe. Just by being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think he
TJ's
will.
not around anymore. Yeah. All right, guys, we better head
Okay,
inside
mate.
and see what the kiddies are up to.
Yep.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, see you later, team.